Athletics baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Yesterday, the Athletics battled some adversity, digging deep on San Francisco soil as they overcome a 2-run deficit against the former Cy Young winner and snapped an 11-game losing streak in San Francisco. Tonight, another rival, the Angels, come to town. The Halos have not played up to expectations so far, but still have a roster that commands respect. Bo Mel and the boys will try to make life difficult for an arch rival as the A's open up a 3-game series versus the Angels. Next. Well, the A's are back home at the O.co Coliseum. It is a 6-game homestand. It starts with Tommy Milone as he will square off against the Angels. And the good news for the Athletics, finally, somebody's coming off the disabled list. That is Coco Crisp. He is playing center field tonight. So it's the first of a 3-game series here at the Coliseum. It's the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Angels, and you'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball, along with my broadcast partner, Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Indeed, Coco Crisp is back. We're excited about that. He's been out since May 4th, but Ray, good to have him back, veteran hitter, and he's going to play center field until Cespedes comes back.
And I think that's the biggest thing for him coming back. No rehab assignment for Coco. The player has the option. He decided he wants to play at the big league level, and that's where he's going to be. But, you know, he did not start off particularly well this season, so let's hope maybe the 3-week layoff is really going to help him get back, swinging the bat the way everybody knows he can, and especially stealing bases. He is healthy in that regard. I think that's going to be a big help for the Athletics. Hitting second in the lineup behind Jamal Weeks, I think that's going to be tremendous, but also playing center field. He's been playing in left field with Cespedes active. That's a different change tonight.
And all the opponents of the Angels say the same thing. We don't want to be the team that Albert Pujols starts to get hot against. We don't know if that's going to happen in this series or not, but he is starting to hit the ball better.
He is, and we know that's going to happen. He's just too good of a hitter. For 11 seasons with the Cardinals, he was spectacular. He's hit home runs. He's not hit one against the A's this year. The A's have faced him 6 times. They've pitched him quite well, but there's no doubt he's just a great hitter. He's a great Gold Glove first baseman. He knows, as well as everybody else, he's eventually going to break it out. I think what the Angels have to be concerned about, where they are right now in the standings, they're 8 games behind the Texas Rangers, last place in the division. They did not expect to be there right now.
So the Angels making their first appearance in Oakland this year. The A's have won 4 of the first 6 games. All those games were played down in Anaheim. We'll have lineups at first pitch from the Coliseum when we come back. It's the A's and the Angels coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California.
Sportsnet California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Well, the A's set to take the field for the first of this three-game series. Good to be back home at the Coliseum after the road trip came to an end yesterday in San Francisco. Tommy Milone today looking for his 6th win of the year as he will take on the Los Angeles Angels. Game time weather for tonight. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting this Friday, May 25th. 59 degrees, 15-mile-per-hour winds, some cloud cover, so it'll be a cool night at the ballpark. So the A's indeed have taken the field wearing the green tops. Angels in the all-gray road uniforms. And let's look at that Angels lineup that Tommy Milone will face. Mike Trout hitting very well. He's in left field. Callaspo at third. Pujols at first. Trumbo in right. Morales to the DH. Then Kendrick at second. Ibar at short. Borges in center. And Bobby Wilson is the catcher. There's your Los Angeles Angels lineup.
Tommy Milone, second start against the Angels this season. He went 5 innings in Anaheim. Picked up the win thanks to a 12-out save by the bullpen. But Tommy, a good start to his season. Started out 3-1, now 2-2 in his last starts. But he's still a very good pitcher. Still learning experience for him every time he does take the mound. And coming off the start in Texas, a very tough place to pitch. And it was Adrian Beltre, the changeup that perhaps he was looking for and went opposite field.
Defense tonight for the Athletics. And it's good to see Coco back. He will be in center field. Smith in left, Reddick in right. Donaldson, Pennington, Weeks, and Barton on the infield with Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Well, that's the defense for Tommy Milone. So Coco Crisp will man center field. That's where he likes to play. That's where he wants to play. So Mike Trout strides in, and we're just about set for baseball. Angels come in 18-24. And they were in San Diego over the weekend where they lost 2 out of 3. And yesterday is one of those games where you're probably kind of hacked off when it's over because they played 13 innings and lost 3-2.
And especially with a pitcher pinch hitting, getting a base hit to start the rally in the 13th and scoring on an error by the left fielder Howie Kendrick, who had moved the outfield. I mean, Mike Scioscia had him moving all over the place yesterday. Even had his catcher Bobby Wilson playing first base. But Howie Kendrick was at second, moved to the outfield. Left field, Albert Pujols from first base to third. But when you run out of players, you got to do it.
Coco's get some action early as he gets back, and he's got it. Trout is retired, and that's out number 1.
Good guy to keep off the bases, Mike Trout. Tremendous speed, and you look at Borges. Trout is playing left. Borges, another speedster in center field. Trout, 4 home runs, swinging the bat well. But Coco Crisp gets a shot right at him to start the game. And there's no doubt he is a very good center fielder. He moved over to left field for Cespedes, but every time a ball is hit straight at Coco, he'll handle it well. He's a good outfield.
So Alberto Callaspo steps in. Callaspo, switch hitter, hitting .237 with a home run and 9 RBIs. So the Angels, 6 games under 500, and they've really struggled on the road. They're 7-14 on the road. So they are looking to improve that. They will go to Seattle after the 3-game series here in Oakland, a 4-game series starting Thursday. So 10-game road trip for the Angels. So there's your chance to get better on the road, but lost 2 out of 3 in San Diego. Pujols waiting in the on-deck circle. That one rolled toward Pennington. And there's the changeup. And generally, Ray, you want him to hit the changeup because most hitters can't do a lot with it. And you see Callaspo out on his front foot, a little bit off balance.
Well, that's always a great changeup when that happens. And you get the big hitters to roll over. And, of course, Callaspo hitting in front of Pujols. What he did against Tigers Cabrera. And watch this body go forward. Pujols behind, trying to maybe figure out the off-speed pitch, the changeup from Tommy Milone. He has seen it in Anaheim.
So 2 outs for Pujols. First pitch to Albert is in first strike. ground ball percentage by pitch location. So that makes sense. Pitch outside, guys roll over on it. Right-handed hitters roll over on it, and a lot of times it is that changeup.
Throws a fastball enough inside with the fastball, and goes back with a changeup outside. Keeps him honest. Pujols didn't like the low call strike by Darryl Cousins.
So there's the numbers for Pujols: 211 with 3 homers and 18 RBIs.
The last time the A's saw him, he got 3 infield hits, a couple of runs batted in Anaheim early game.
Pennington has it, flips it across. Very nice start to the ball game for Tommy Milone. Couple of ground ball outs and a fly ball out. Jerome Williams set to go for the Angels. No score. Jerome Williams, and here is the lineup for the Athletics tonight. Weeks, Crisp, Reddick, Kaihui, Smith, Donaldson, Barton, Suzuki, and Pennington. So Weeks steps in against Jerome Williams, leading things off for the A's. Bottom of the first inning. First pitch down around the knees, a strike to Weeks, hitting .203 with a couple of home runs. So Jerome Williams has done a nice job for the Angels. One and two now to Weeks. Coco Crisp waiting in the on-deck circle.
He's a veteran of professional baseball and not so much in the big leagues. Just 3+ year in the big leagues, but he has pitched well. Good curveball, which is one of his better pitches. Fastball that he'll throw in the low 90s. Good sinking action, and there's the curveball that he loves to throw.
Kendrick gobbles it up, and Weeks is retired. Let's look at the Angels' defense tonight. Trout, Borges, Trumbo. So super speed in left field and center field. Callaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, and Pujols on the infield, with Bobby Wilson doing the catching. So that's your Angels defense tonight behind Jerome Williams. Ibar, Gold Glover last year at short, starting to play a little bit better. So here's Coco Crisp. They have Coco back in the lineup, out since the 4th of May. Takes a strike. Had the inner ear infection and just never got better. So the A's shut him down for a while.
And of course, to miss that much time and it goes straight into the in the outfield active roster. All time guys will go on a rehab assignment, but it is a player's option, as we have mentioned, and Coco decided that this is where he wanted to start, and he is in center field. I think the question and the roster move, which we'll talk about, but just part of that, the fact that Colin Cowgill stays with the ball club, and maybe because Coco Chris, how much can he play consecutive games? So you need the extra outfielder. Cowgill played very well in center field. Big hit yesterday, driving in a couple of runs. Of course, scoring for second on the wild pitch.
So it was Eric Sogard who got sent back to AAA Sacramento. Here's Reddick. First pitch to Reddick is outside. 11 home runs, 24 RBIs. Number 11 yesterday in San Francisco. Center field. 2-run shot. 270 is the batting average.
If he gets that one, just lives down there, that's going to be a tough one to try to elevate. Our two-seam fastball down and away.
Down and away. 2-1 the count. The crew chief Darryl Cousins calling balls and strikes. Bill Miller at first, Ron Culp at second, and DJ Rayburn is at third. Another pitch outside, so 3-1.
Josh Reddick, not surprising they're trying to stay away from him. Of course, going to straightaway center yesterday, but he's pulled most of his home runs. Staying away again.
So a 2-out walk to Reddick.
You know, I think here's the respect as you see the home run yesterday that Reddick hit. Went straight away center field and gave the A's a 4-run cushion with a 2-run shot, his 11th. But you know, opposing pitchers will look at a lineup and say, okay, who do I want to pitch or not pitch to, basically? And there's no doubt Josh Reddick, the way he's swinging the bat right now, will be the one guy. And there's the one to straightaway center 10 that he's pulled. The long ball. Got the little bit of an uppercut swing and able to pull the ball over the fence for his home runs.
So here's Kaihue hitting in the cleanup spot. He's the DH. Interesting, Kaihue pinch hit in all 3 games over the weekend. He was 0 for 3, but at least he did get some at-bats. Close play at first. Reddick just gets back.
Well, he's kind of nursing that right hamstring, which is a lot better right now. I think, as Bob Melvin said, good guy to have to come off the bench, which is exactly what you're talking about, pinch hitting.
That one bounced towards second, and it's taken by Kendrick. Side retired. So a base runner on the walk. Nothing else for the Athletics. So a scoreless game after 1 at the Coliseum. California is brought to you by Men in Black 3 in theaters this Friday, May 25th. Cool night at the Coliseum. Everybody's dressed appropriately. No score, top of the second inning.
Look at that. Scissors?
Wasn't a butter knife. How'd they get that in here?
That's what I was trying to wonder.
Here's Trumbo to lead it off, and Trumbo goes after the first pitch. Pops it toward right field where Reddick camps underneath. And that's out number 1.
Spread that peanut butter with scissors.
Sure.
Batting in the fifth position.
So here's Kendrys Morales.
Kendrys Morales.
Switch hitter.
What is Mike Stanton's new name? Giancarlo? What is it called? Something
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo.
Yeah. Mike or Giancarlo? I like Giancarlo.
It's got a little ring to it.
Yeah.
Now batting.
Hit him as far as he does. You can.
It can be called anything.
That's right. Giancarlo.
He's a monster. He might play football for the Dolphins too, as big as he is.
He could.
Down in Miami. Giancarlo.
291 the average for Morales with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. There's the changeup. So in that start by Malone on the 19th down in Anaheim, he got the win through a lot of pitches in his 5 innings of work, 94.
Change up outside corner, and the big power guy trying to roll over. Fortunate for him, he just fouled the ball straight down.
That one high and out of the strike zone, but Morales pops a foul back. So this is that start on the 19th. A's won the game 4-2, and Malone got his 2nd win of the year. Thank you very much.
Well, when you sit in the dugout and you're hoping for the bullpen to get you 12 outs for a win, that's doing something. And they did it. Did a good job, as they did yesterday for Bob Melvin. In the game, 94 pitches in Anaheim. Just 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, a couple of runs.
So good enough for the win. Not easy to get wins as a major league pitcher, so you take it. Whether you pitch a complete game or 5 innings. 2-2 the count to Morales. Kendrick in the on deck circle. Top of the 2nd, just underway from the O.co Coliseum.
A lot of help from C.J. Wilson in that game. The 4-run inning, thanks to an error by himself, throwing to first base.
Donaldson charges, and that's out number 2.
Morales did settle swinging on everything after he got a couple of strikes and fouled off some pretty good pitches, but ultimately went after another ball, pitch out of the strike zone, rolled over on it.
Batting in the 6th position.
3 ground ball outs already for Tom Malone, and you like to see that. That's exactly, if you're a pitcher with a good changeup, right-handed hitters, if they're not thinking opposite field, and that's something that you have to see what the Angels do 2nd time through the batting order.
So Kendrick steps in, hitting .257 with 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Lays off the changeup, and it's 2-0. And a line drive. Barton jumps up, makes the catch. Side retired. 6 up, 6 down for Malone. He's off to a good start. No scores. We head to the bottom of the 2nd.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Pepsi Man.
at California's Authentic Fan Fridays right here at the Coliseum. This Friday versus the Yankees. Get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate, and an A's t-shirt, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. Best deal in Bay Area baseball is Comcast Sportsnet Authentic Fan Friday. Log on to csncalifornia.com for details. So big night Friday night with the Yankees in town. Fireworks.
Everything. Oh, a big weekend.
Friday. Wow.
That's a good start to the weekend with the Yankees and the fireworks. And it's a big night for Comcast. It's a great area up there. It's nice that we've been up there one time.
That's right. We have fun up there. Smith, Donaldson, and Barton for the Athletics. And there's a base hit for Seth Smith. No leadoff man aboard. So here's Donaldson.
Batting in the sixth position, third baseman.
They like the aggressiveness of Seth Smith. He got the leg kick, got the foot down, and well, we have seen him kind of look for a pitch. Once he gets it, he unloads aggressively. Surprising that he did not hit a home run yesterday on Hyundai Sunday. So Josh Reddick did. So he's going to be our Sunday.
He's our new
Hyundai guy. Yeah. Two former National League guys. Colorado for Seth Smith. Of course, Albert Pujols for the Cardinals.
First pitch to Donaldson is a strike at the knees. Donaldson, good series in San Francisco. Had the big night on Friday night. He had a big hit in yesterday's game. Overall 4 for 11 with a couple of doubles and that home run.
I mentioned that Steve Busenich suggested they shave that stub off. I mentioned to Donaldson. I said, you look different. He said, listen, as long as Vucinic has been around, he tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. Yeah. He's a smart guy. So Vucinic told him to shave. He had a home run, had a big night, 5 runs batted in. Probably can't wait to get a little stubble and shave it again.
Swing and a miss. Ball was up and Donaldson chased it. A's are right at the 500 mark at 21 and 21.
That's a pitch that looks so inviting. High hanging slider, but no contact.
Short lead for Smith at first. And that one goes up and in, and the bat actually flips out of the hand of Donaldson.
That's self-defense. Get rid of everything and just try to get out of the way. It's amazing to see a hitter go down after the ball is already by. It's already by. But that's just, I think Vogel saw a little bit Saturday, just scared because the ball was coming right at him. It's not a fun thing to happen.
Fouled right at home plate.
But I got a changeup from Barry Zito. Donaldson and unloaded. Left center. No doubter. Thinking of just Reddick and Donaldson, the other 2 home runs in that weekend series.
Barton waiting in the on-deck circle. So as I mentioned, the A's at 500. They're 9 and 10 at home, 12 and 11 on the road.
I think Albert Pujols having a tough time seeing some of the throwovers from Jerome Williams.
This one hit toward right field. A long run for Trumbo. Still on the run. He's not going to get it. And it bounces up into the seats. So Smith will stop at third, and Donaldson with a double. So the A's have second and third and nobody out here in the second inning.
And no doubt Josh Donaldson is a much better hitter when he uses the whole field. Granted, he pulled the balls Friday night, but this one just stayed inside. One-handed swing, released his top hand and shot it, slicing action down the right field line. And Trumbo planted more into right center, thinking he's going to pull the ball, hit the hard pan on the warning track up in the seats. But good swing by Donaldson, and maybe a little bit of fright after being knocked down, and good job of staying inside.
So the A's are in business here in the bottom of the second against Williams. Barton steps in. First pitch on the outside corner, called strike. Smith opened with a single, Donaldson with the double. Fastball runs inside this time.
Well, ideally, this, I'm sure Williams is trying to get Derek Bart to hit the two-seam fastball maybe to the left side. Ideally for Derek Bart to get out front and pull the ball to the right side and advance both runners. The two-seamer that Williams is throwing is going to be tough to pull.
Barton does pull that one down and into the seats. So 1-2 the count, with Kurt Suzuki waiting in the on-deck circle.
He just reacted on this pitch down and in, and just out in front, pulled it too much. An uppercut will not get a ground ball that he's looking for. More of a protecting swing.
That time saw the catcher Wilson set up for a high fastball, and that's what Williams threw, and Barton fouled it back. Barton had a couple hits in the series over the weekend. He was 2 for 9, but he walked a couple times as well. He scored 3 runs. Breaking ball and a good take by Barton. Probably his highest percentage of cutters we've seen for any pitcher, 31%. Jerome Williams now 30 years old.
It's not like to give in to hitters, as most pitchers don't, with runners in scoring position.
Williams actually pitched a year in the A's organization. In 2009, he pitched for Sacramento, 27 games.
First base is open, but you have to be aggressive, thinking that this is your at bat for Derek Barton. It's a question of what Jerome Williams does, if he's going to give in to him and try to challenge him, maybe the two-seamer or a cutter, or pitch him carefully. He did.
And it floats outside, and Barton has the walk. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. But here's our AT&T Reverse Replay. It's brought to you by AT&T Uverse. May 1st of this year, Jerome Williams, a complete game shutout. His first since 2003. He's already the 3rd major leaguer this season to throw a shutout at least 8 years after his previous shutout, joining Barry Zito and Kevin Millwood. So that is our AT&T Uverse Reverse Replay. So had to wait a while for that second one, but he got it. The first one was against the Athletics when he was pitching for the Giants back in 03.
Remember that. Oof.
That one on the ground to short. Ibar flips to second for 1, and that's the double play. Coming in to score is Seth Smith. So the A's get a run. They use 2 outs to do it. But they lead 1-0. So no RBI for Suzuki.
Yeah, there are times when a hitter thinks about taking a first pitch, although it might look good, but what a pitcher wants to do in a double play situation is turn the ball over, throw a two-seam fastball. And that's exactly what Jerome Williams did. It was a good pitch, as he threw him the two-seam fastball, the sinker, and Kurt Suzuki hit right on top of it.
So the A's on the board here in the second inning, and here's Pennington. Pennington checks his swing. Donaldson now at third. A's have won 4 of the first 6 games played against the Angels. All those games were in Anaheim. The A's have just one more trip to Anaheim.
In September.
So we will not be down there for a while.
Bobby Wilson looking in the on-deck circle just to see who is next with a 2-0 count. Like those numbers for the A's leading the series.
Last year, 11-8. Angels last year won 86 games, but missed the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Pennington hits it hard to Pujols, who grabs it and steps on the bag side, retired. The A's get a run on a couple hits and a walk. We'll head to the 3rd. 1-0 Athletics. California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Provident Credit Union's super reward checking is better than free. They pay you. 3rd inning from the Coliseum. The A's with a 1-0 lead over the Angels.
Batting in the 7th position, shortstop, number 2, Eric Aybar.
So it'll be Aybar, Borges, and Wilson, the bottom 3. Malone has gone 6 up, 6 down in the first 2 innings. First pitch to Aybar, swing and a miss. 225 with no home runs and 10 RBIs.
Well, several of the Angels, not only the free agents, but the other players have received long-term contracts and kind of locked up kind of nucleus of this ball club. A little surprising to see numbers or lack thereof. Jared Wilson, Dan Heron, of course, Weaver and Heron, starting staff, Santana. A couple of no-hitters.
Well, Aybar, we were in Anaheim last Monday and Tuesday, and he was struggling. Starting to come around a little bit. He had a good series in San Diego. He had 8 hits and 15 at-bats in that series. So they're hoping that he's starting to turn it around. Little flare, Pennington out. Crisp in, nobody can get it. So Aybar with a bloop single.
Fans, when you're away from the Bay Area and can't watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet, you can take your team with you with MLB.tv. Subscribe today to see every A's out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Features include choice of home and away broadcasts, multi-game viewing with the Mosaic View, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Make a great pitch with a fastball inside. Get jammed. Base hit. Exactly what Ibar did. Good location, but got the hands, at least part of the bat on the ball. Didn't break the bat, but got a base hit.
There's Borges, who takes a strike. Another struggling hitter. Somebody really that Angels were counting on. A little bit better lately. 5 hits in his last 16 at bat. Remember, the Angels are without Torrey Hunter and Vernon Wells, excuse me. Vernon Wells just went on the disabled list with a thumb injury.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. And Torrey Hunter still on the restricted list, and he's been there since the 14th of May. So it's been a week. So a couple of veterans that the Angels are without. 1-1 to Borges. In fact, some of those roster moves were made today by the Angels. Wells and Ryan Langerhans to the disabled list. Bobby Kazava, who we've seen before, pitcher in Cole Calhoun, an outfielder who's in the big leagues for the first time. What a surprise, a team with lots of injuries.
Yes. Well, Langerhans went after a ball, banged his shoulder into the wall yesterday in San Diego, and then thumb injury for Vernon Wells. And just looking at their extra guys, only Calhoun, Hester, and his tourist. 3 extra guys for Mike Scioscia. A whole bunch of pitchers. So you figure if you're in the lineup, you're going to be in there. Not much pinch hitting or pinch running or defense, anything. You're in the lineup for the Angels right now. You're going to be playing.
Swing and a miss by Borges. So now the count 2-2.
This was yesterday, Vernon Wells, and he tried to brace himself with the right hand right there.
So 2-2 to Borges. Drop slow. Neftali Feliz went on the disabled list today. Right elbow inflammation. It just continues. Lance Berkman to the disabled list. Cody Ross, disabled list.
Berkman's out for the year, ACL. Meanwhile, how about a changeup 3-2? Strike about throw him out. He threw it 2-2. He took it. Tommy Malone's changeup is good enough that he can throw it any time in the count.
Borges takes a quick glance down. Third base coach.
This is Justin Smoke, who's going to look for changeup 3-2 as he did, and took a fastball that should have been strike 3 in Seattle.
That still bothers you, doesn't it?
It does.
I think that was like 7 months ago.
Things stand out.
Borges pops it up. Weeks and Barton coming together, and Weeks calls everybody off, and he's got it.
Well, that says a lot right there. That Mike Scioscia would not have a runner on the move in 3-2.
Surprising. Huh?
Very surprising. And maybe just the thought of the changeup that Malone throws so effectively. It might get a strike him out, throw him out. Plus a left-hander holds the runner quite well. But normally the running Angels, and to see them stand pat, that was surprising.
Not what we're used to, that's for sure. So here's Bobby Wilson, 1 out. Ibar still at first. Ibar with 4 steals this year. He had 30 steals last year. And the first pitch, a fastball on the outside corner.
You know, you think a pitcher that has a good changeup and a good fastball, as a hitter, you're saying, okay, I got 50% chance of guessing correctly. But inevitably, it seems like you're always looking for the wrong pitch.
Yeah, of course.
And that time, Wilson took a fastball right down the middle. Just could not pull the trigger. I think in a lot of cases with good fastball, good changeup, you can't look for both. You have to look for one or the other and forget about the one you're not looking for. You're looking fastball, set fastball. You get a changeup, you don't swing, vice versa. It's tough to look for both and try to hit them.
Ibar not going. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Ball down and in.
Good cut fastball from Tommy Milone. And just eats up the hands inside of the right-handers, almost like a hard slider, but no stride. Bobby Wilson, but could not make contact with a hard cutter down and in.
Ibar inches off. He's got a very good lead at first. That one rolls foul. Now we mentioned that Cody Ross injury, Ray, fouled the ball off his foot. He's got a broken bone in his left foot. So he's going to be out a while. So there goes your Red Sox outfield. Huh?
Yeah. Another. I think they're trying to reacquire Josh Reddick.
Man.
Josh's not going anywhere. He is a fixture in right field and third place in the A's lineup. Did an excellent job.
Another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. At a changeup. So that's the first strikeout for Milone.
One time to the batting order, and the changeup of Tommy Milone is excellent tonight. And that's where you want to throw it to. You want to throw it out of the strike zone, not give a hitter a chance with a pitch that's up in the zone, especially a good changeup, that he can make any sort of solid contact. If it's down, it's great from a pitcher standpoint.
So to the top of the order, and Mike Trout. There's a strike to Trout, who hit a fly ball to center field leading off the ball game. And Trout's been a very hot hitter. He has the best batting average in the American League in the month of May. .476 average against off-speed pitches, basically anything except fastballs. So for a young hitter, that's very impressive.
It is. That means he's waiting very well in a long time and strong enough. Of course, with his speed doesn't go in a slump. And he can beat out a lot of infield hits. Just look at Borges and Trout. These guys, when they are accomplished bunters, guys that can lay the ball down, utilize their speed. Jemile Weeks, Coco, same way with the A's. That is a tremendous weapon to have as a hitter, to be able to bunt and beat them out.
Fastball right there for a strike. 0-2. Well, Trout has taken 2 fastballs, both called strikes.
Both inside corners. So Suzuki called fastball inside, backed up. Good fastball in. Double up. Will he triple up or just try to get him to chase a bad changeup? I'm going to go fastball in again, or a cutter.
And he did get in on him, so very nice pitch by Milone. Barton's under it. He's got it side retired. So a leadoff single, but the Angels do nothing with it. Bottom of the third coming up. 1-0 Athletics.
To get your very own, that's what we're waiting for. A's Chia Pet Cocoa Crisp. 10,000 fans will receive this unique cocoa replica. Have fun growing the Cofro at home, courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/cocoa. You got one? I can't wait.
A Cofro? No, not yet. But I'd like to get one when the.
Well, they say grow your own Cofro.
Yeah.
I don't.
And then hit Weeks, so the A's get a base runner. Second straight inning, they've got their leadoff man aboard. They'll take it. As long as Weeks is okay, and he looks like he is.
A little tap on the helmet by Albert Pujols.
Make him feel a little bit better.
On a turn, you can hear the thud as he got him on the back, into the hamstring, the right side. Just turn. I don't think it affected his wheels.
Tried to get out of the way, couldn't do it.
Well, this is where Coco hitting second with Jamal on first. Might seem kind of fake bunt a couple of times, try to distract Bobby Wilson, give Jamal Weeks a chance to run. And this is where the communication between the two, because Jamal might be staying at first because of the hole between first and second, and Coco might be trying to let him steal by distracting the catcher.
Weeks with 10 steals. That's the most in the American League. Upton has 9. Andrus, Jennings, and Diaz from the White Sox have 8. So there's your American League stolen base leader, Jamal Weeks. So he's got 10 steals. He leads the American League, and he really hasn't gotten going yet offensively, and simply means he hasn't been on base as much as he will be as the season goes on.
The leaders, but right now, not a very big lead by Jamal Weeks, about 3 steps, and that's it. So if it's running, if he's going to be running, it's strictly just on the move and not his lead.
Coco swings and misses, so 1-1 the count.
Staying outside, pretty good pitch to throw from a catcher standpoint. The two-seamer stayed up a little bit. So the hitter's trying to hit the hole between first and second, gets a two-seam fastball moving away from him. A little hard to do that. You really have to get on top of the ball quite a bit.
That one, a changeup, but it stayed inside. Coco fouled it back, so 1-2 the count.
Well, this game, as hard as it is, but you can imagine missing 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just taking batting practice the last, 2 or 3 days for Coco Crisp, and you're stepping in facing Major League pitching in the second month of the season. So they're in tip-top shape coming out of spring training and, of course, regular season. Severe challenge for Coco.
That one bounced. Ibar to his right, out at second to throw the first, not in time. So Crisp is aboard on the fielder's choice. And here's our Farmers Insurance report card. Most hits and home runs with 2 outs this season. So 2-out hits, Reddick is first. 2-out home runs, Reddick is first. So that's impressive. So would you say, here's a theory on that, Ray. Would you say when a guy has 2 strikes on him, he's probably going to see more breaking balls. And Reddick has shown he's a very good breaking ball hitter.
Yes, indeed. He's got half of his home runs on curveballs. Yesterday he got a fastball straightaway center. Been a good 2-strike hitter. Of course, usually, and for runners in scoring position, the numbers for him against fastballs and then the off-speed pitches. So the off-speed would be the curveball, the changeup, and he's hitting quite well and has 6 home runs with those pitches.
Shoots that one foul.
Is there any information that Blair doesn't have?
Not at all tonight.
Josh, Blair, Tommy, the truck is loaded. David probably down there, so it's a lot of info. But that's pretty good stuff on the fastballs and off-speed.
Yeah,
those are good numbers.
Definitely.
Because again, as we talked about, most pitchers, when they get in trouble getting a runner in scoring position, they will go to anything but a fastball. And Reddick has been able to get the hits with 2 strikes on the off speed. That's just like you said, seeing a lot of curveballs or other types of off speed pitches.
Reddick walked in the first inning. Remember, Reddick in the beginning of the season didn't walk at all, and now we're starting to see more of that. That walk was his 14th, and there's a shot, base hit. So Reddick has a base hit, and was it an off-speed pitch, Ray?
Yeah, 1-strike changeup.
There you go.
1-1, a little bit towards the end of the bat, but it was a changeup from Jerome Williams, and shattered his bat. Steve Vucinich will order him some more. No problem there, but great approach. Things back with the bat, and nice follow through. As I think Chili Davis with Pawtucket last year working with Josh Reddick in Boston organization. Both of them now working together with the Athletics. Chili last year with the Red Sox, and he's happy to have him back in the Bay Area in the green and gold. He really works hard and done a good job preparing these guys for whoever they're facing.
Well, he knows Reddick as well as anybody.
Absolutely.
At least has spent the most time with him before this year, and now, of course, spending a lot of time with him. It's working. Reddick having a terrific year, and here's Kaihue, a chance to get the A's another run. Kaihue grounded out in the first inning. 2-0.
David Chili Davis, I think, does so well. Great hitter himself, 350 home runs. One of the great switch hitters in the game, but he has a game plan for the hitters. He talks to them about it. He actually writes it out, presents it to the skipper, and said, what do you think? Like it? Go get them. And it's worked quite well. I mean, these guys have a plan when they go to the plate. They know what pitches pitchers throw, but what Chili does with them is gives them an idea what to think about and look for in certain situations.
Two and one the count. Yoenis Cespedes still on the disabled list. Whatever the advantage is on his hand, I hope it's helping to get him back quicker.
He is chomping at the bit to start playing again. He's not swinging the bat yet, but some impressive numbers in the first month of his season in big leagues.
2-2 the count to Kaihue. Checks his swing. The appeal down to DJ Raymer. He says that is not a swing.
And that swing or this approach by Kaihue, watch the bat go forward. The bat does not, but his body does, and that's what Adrian Beltre said, that the home plate umpires see the body, they don't see the bat, and that's always a good point. But Bobby Wilson himself asked for the appeal, and third base umpire said no.
That one's a base hit to left field. Here comes Trout. He's got it. They're waving Coco to the plate. The throw is just a bit late. Coco in. Got the hand on home plate, and it's 2-0 A's.
Smart hitting by Kaihue. Remember the second strike, the two-seam fastball that was called. The pitch was outside. He kind of shot a look back at Darrell Cousins. They go back outside. Watch this approach to the opposite field. That's the same pitch that was called a strike, maybe a little bit higher, but a great idea by Kaihue going to the opposite field, not trying to pull it into a double play. Instead, taking the hold of the opposite field, and Mike Gallego had Coco run. This is a close play, very close, to the point that Bobby Wilson almost was able to block Coco off the plate, but he could not.
So Kaihue gets his 9th RBI, scores Coco Crisp. Trout with a good throw, but any other runner got him, but Coco very fast.
Well, he was thinking score as soon as the ball was hit, and especially on the ground, he was able to get a great jump. You get a ball in the air, it's different, but he knows it's on the ground, and he knows that he's going to be sent, really not even looking at third base coach Mike Gallego, and there's a slide, reaching back, touching the plate with the left hand, and avoid any sort of blocking by Bobby Wilson.
That may be the best way to Slide into home now, so think about it. Because you can maneuver your hand a lot easier than you can maneuver your legs. You can lift your hand, you can put it anywhere on home plate. You can't do that when you're sliding.
No, plus the catcher's
first.
The catcher's going to catch the ball and go back to the plate, and he'll just take his glove, and his body's moving. And you're right, you can actually take it, go over the top of the tag. See at the second base where guys do it, but even more so at the plate.
But you don't really have to do anything with your hand right until the last second. You stick it out there and touch home plate.
And that's all the more reason for the on-deck hitter to be there telling the runner where to slide. He can say away, and that way he knows, as Coco did, to be able to slide to the outside, reach back, and touch home plate. So speed, Coco back in the lineup, and he's able to score the second run.
Yeah, they always say, and there's the walk. You say you don't want to slide head first. Well, you're really not sliding head first.
Exactly. Going here and then reaching back and touching there. So that's a great slide, and Bobby Wilson just late. It goes to the hand, so there's no body. No body that a catcher can block off the plate. Much harder to try to block a hand trying to touch the plate, and Coco did it well.
So Smith with the walk. The A's are in business here. They've already scored once in the bottom of the third. Donaldson will hit.
Now batting, third baseman, number 20.
So Williams has
Donaldson.
battled in the second and he gave up a run, and he's battling here again in the third. The A's are sitting on an opportunity to score a bunch. Good swing, fouled right back. So Donaldson did not waste any time. He got a first pitch fastball and he ripped it.
I like to see that too. Leg kick, and he was looking for it. And of course, he was knocked down, hit a double to right field in his first at bat. And a great opportunity for the A's to score a couple more.
Reddick is at third, Kaihua at second, and Smith at first. Swing and a miss. Darting down and in, and Donaldson swung over top.
It's an almost impossible pitch for a hitter to hit. Even if he hits it, probably bangs it off his knee or pulls it foul.
0-2 pitch, and there's a line drive. Ibar grabs it, fires back to second, and they got him. Kaihua could not get back. Kendrick kept his foot on the bag, and the Angels get a big double play. So the A's get one. They lead 2-0 after 3. caught a break.
Josh Donaldson got jammed, and Kyle Hoy just took a couple of too many steps once the ball was in the air. And one of the problems there for a runner at second base, you're not being held so you can get a big lead. You want to be able to score on a base hit. So he had the big lead, and I guess in hindsight, if he'd been able to immediately head back towards second, he might have gotten in safely, but he ended up taking 1 to 2 steps towards third base. But I think simply as the large lead that he had, it just was going to be tough for him to get back anyway.
Top of the 4th inning, so 2-0. The A's with the lead. Callaspo, Pujols, and Trumbo. Just 1 hit allowed by Tommy Milone. That was an Ibar leadoff single. He has walked nobody and struck out 1 so far. Good changeup, drops to the outside corner, 1-1. Callaspo grounded out to short in the 1st inning. Fastball inside. They're underway up in Seattle. The Rangers and the Mariners. That's a first of a 3-game series.
Yu Darvish.
Yeah, Seattle 3-0 in the 3rd over Yu Darvish. Darvish and Hernandez. Yeah. So that's a marquee pitching matchup is what we'll call it. So Callaspo has the leadoff single, and here's our trivia question, which is brought to you by AT&T, who are the only 2 players currently in the majors under the age of 21.
Now batting, number 5, Albert Pujols.
Good question. Under the age of 21.
This kid still in Washington?
Yeah. Could be. Could be Mike Trout. Pujols takes a first pitch strike. So Darvish and Hernandez up in Seattle. Darvish 6-1. He's trying to become the major's first 7-game winner. But he's trailing 3-0. 6-1. Hernandez is 3-3.
His first major league start was against the Mariners in Texas.
Inside to Pujols. Pujols grounded out to short. Pujols swing and a miss. The ball pops away from Suzuki. Callaspo took about 3 steps and then stopped.
Well, the first at bat by Albert Pujols, second strike called by Darryl Cousins. Albert didn't think it was a strike, and yep, left. Well, that made it 1-2 versus maybe 2-1, which he thought it was. That's a big difference for a hitter. But Tommy Milone came back with a good changeup and him ground out easily to shortstop. If I could get the same thing right now, it'd be a double play.
That one's looped toward right field, but Weeks is going to get out there, and he makes the catch. So that's out number 1. So Pujols reaching for it. It'll pop up to the right side.
Well, even some of the greatest hitters, you have a good changeup, you're going to fool them.
Number 44, Mark Trumbo.
So here's Trumbo.
Well, see there's no stride, just with 2 strikes on the left foot, I guess you could say, just kind of rotate, but good pitch away. That's good location. Fastball's in so far to Albert tonight with the changeups away. And in the same pattern for most right-handers from Milone.
Trumbo swung at the first pitch in his first at-bat, hit a fly ball to right field. Watches this first pitch, and it's in for a strike. So Milone, he's really making some quality pitches, quality strikes. Trumbo's had a good month of May. Well, you talk to the Angels people, and they will tell you that the 2 most consistent hitters, maybe most productive hitters, have been Trout and Trumbo, the two young guys. Pujols, very slow start. Morales, so-so. Ibar, struggling. Vernon Wells, struggling now in the DL.
With a healthy team, Trout didn't have a position. He's going to get him in the lineup. They had Bobby Abreu and Hunter and Wells, Borges in the outfield.
1 and 2.
Got him at third in the outfield. Of course, now with Vernon Wells on the disabled list, and Torrey Hunter is back soon. Fastball away. Trout trying to think about pulling the pitch that was away from him. 29 home runs last year for Trumbo.
One-two pitch is fouled straight back. Seen very few breaking balls from Tommy Milone in this game.
One cutter to Bobby Wilson. That's pretty much it. It's been fastball changeup, but Kurt Suzuki's got it in his back pocket and he wants to throw it eventually. Right now it's probably a third and fourth pitch.
So another 1-2 to Trumbo. Swing and a miss. There's the changeup. Trumbo chased it. So that is out number 2.
Oh, it's such a great pitch. So tough on a hitter.
Now batting.
You figure
number
such
8,
a bad pitch, but ideally for a pitcher to throw it, that's where he wants to do it. Kurt Suzuki, good job of blocking the ball, but there's absolutely no chance for a hitter to make an adjustment to hit a pitch like that.
There's Kendrys Morales. Morales grounded out to short in the second inning.
The change-up grip from Tommy Milone just buries it in the ground. The hitters just swinging at the motion of the pitcher. We've seen a lot of A's hitters with Ricky Romero, for example, with the Blue Jays swinging at his change-up similarly.
Bounce toward third. A big hop to Donaldson. Guns it across. Morales is out. So another good inning for Tommy Milone. He gives up the leadoff hit. Nothing else. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Players currently in the majors under the age of 21. Indeed, Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, considered by most to be the two best prospects in baseball. And both doing well. Trout with a very high average. Harper's average has not been necessarily that high, but he so far has shown that it's like he can handle big league pitching. They'll be around a long time. Barton, Suzuki, and Pennington for the A's. A's with a run in the second and a run in the third. They've had a lot of base runners in this game.
Have had a chance to break the game open and unfortunately have not been able to do so.
9 base runners in the first 3 innings. Well, Jerome Williams has spent a lot of time in the stretch.
I don't think I've ever seen a pink glove.
No,
other than Jerome Williams.
Wears it in honor of his mother.
But that is a great honor, so no doubt on Mother's Day that was perfect. Pink bats and Jerome Williams with a pink glove.
2-1 pitch to Barton. His mother passed away of cancer back in 2001, and he's won it ever since.
Yep. Remember the story, and that's a good one.
So Barton ahead in the count, 3-1. Hitters count. And it drops low, and there's the walk. So another base runner for the A's. And that's the 4th walk by Williams. He has 0 strikeouts.
And not one walk is scored. So he has put on the base runners, but the A's have not been able to get the big hit yet. When you think of the aggressiveness of Coco Crisp with Mike Gallego scoring and what ended up happening in the inning, in which the A's were able to just score the 1 run with the bases loaded.
So Kurt Suzuki steps in. He hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Shows bunt, and it rolls foul. Kurt trying a surprise. Iaspo playing even with the bag now. It comes in a little bit.
Adam Rosales is happy to be back in the big leagues, and of course talking to hitting with Chili Davis.
Good pitch there, breaking ball, and it's 0-2. And with Eric Sogard now in AAA, Rosales really back up at every position in the infield.
And that is good that he can play first base on Thursday. Just reported to the A's, flew all night and played first base, did a good job. You're right. He not only infield but outfield. I said, how many gloves do you have? He said about 3, and he said, I've asked for a catcher's mitt. I can't get one.
Won't get him one?
Well, he wants to get behind the plate. I said, you mean to just warm up pitches? He said, no, catch.
The real deal.
Absolutely. Have glove, will travel.
So 0-2 to Suzuki. Quick throw to first, and Barton gets back.
Chris Arnett, as we mentioned in Anaheim, on the disabled list. So Bobby Wilson getting a lot of catching time.
So no Iannetta, no Wells, no Hunter. LaTroy Hawkins, a veteran reliever, also on the disabled list. And Suzuki, foul tip, held on by Wilson. He gets the strikeout. That is the first strikeout for Jerome Williams.
Well, Kurt and Renee Suzuki will host Kidney Disease Awareness Day on Friday, June 15. $5 from each field level ticket will benefit the Kurt Suzuki Family Foundation, which supports the scientific research of chronic illnesses and healthy living. Autographed items will be sold behind section 121 to benefit the foundation. For more information on the foundation and to purchase tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Suzuki or call 510-563-2205.
First pitch to Pennington is just a bit low. Close pitch. Pennington hitting in the 9th spot now with Coco back in there.
So that's a lot of speed, 9, 1, and 2.
All switch hitters.
Yeah, if you get through the batting order, and it makes it very enjoyable for a manager to have that kind of speed hitting in a consecutive part of the batting order.
Williams has that sidearm throw to first on pickoff attempts. Outfield pretty much straight away for Pennington. The runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw is late, and Barton's in there with a safe sign from the umpire. So they had sweep tag by Ibar. Must have missed him.
Well, Ibar has a tendency to do exactly that, and he has got a runner in Anaheim. And really the throw in towards the runner, but Barton was past him. I mean, Wilson with the throw towards the first base side, and Ibar tried. I think he thought he'd gotten him, but he missed it. He got him and been in the head, and that was too late.
So for the A's, that's their first stolen base in 6 games, which is a bit of a surprise for a team that leads the American League in steals. For Barton, his first since June of last year. Inside to Pennington. So 3-1 the count. Runner in scoring position. That one bounced toward the right side. Kendrick to his right, and that's out number 2 with Barton going to third.
But if you look at the swing of Cliff Pennington and think about what Kila Kaihui did. Kaihui got the same pitch, went opposite field. Pennington on the 3-1 tried to pull the two-seam fastball, and that's just the difference. Kaihui helped himself get a base hit and drive in a run. But if balls, the two-seamers are running away from the left-hander, if you just kind of guide the ball to the opposite field, the hits are there. You try to pull it and roll over, it's going to be an easy ground ball, usually right at the second baseman. So Pennington tonight, 3-0, 3-1. He swung both times and grounded out to the right side both times.
First pitch to Weeks, runs away. Ground out and then hit by a pitch so far for Jamal Weeks. Cayaspo, the third baseman, playing even with the bag. Pujols in a couple of steps. Outfield, center, left, pretty shallow. Weeks. Right fielder Trumbo playing about normal spot. Down around the knees, the 2-0 pitch called a strike. So 2-1 to Weeks. Mariners now with a 4-0 lead over Texas in the 4th inning. Just a bit low. 3-1, good take by Weeks on a close pitch. Quite a few pitches and a lot of balls. 36 and 38 the breakdown.
Well, the A's usually a pretty good team at making a pitcher work, and especially with a two-seam fastball. And you know, he's going to get ground ball outs, which he's gotten 7 already. Make it 8 with the 1 in this inning. But they've been swinging, and all you can do is beat the ball in the ground.
Strike call. Didn't have to be. So now full count with Barton at third.
This ball, it just keeps going way off the plate. And look where Darryl Cousins set up. That's the old angle again. On the right shoulder of the catcher. Look at the angle of the outside part of the plate. That's 6 inches off the plate. Not even close.
3-2 is bounced to second. Kendrick has it. Side retired. A's get a leadoff walk. Barton gets to third. They can't get him home. So we're headed to the 5th inning. The A's 2 and the Angels nothing.
A's first fireworks show of the season is on Friday, May 25th. The show, set to the sounds of TV show theme songs and presented by Xfinity, begins after the A's play the Yankees at the Coliseum. Bring the family and your picnic blankets and enjoy the show from the outfield grass. On field, capacity is limited. For tickets and information, go to oaklandathletics.com.
Kendrick, Ibar, and Borges here in the top of the 5th inning. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Angels. Malone's been good so far, giving up just 2 hits, a couple of strikeouts. That one bounced up the middle, and Pennington dives and spins and throws, but not nearly in time. So for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Angels have their leadoff man aboard.
Well, it just passed Tommy Milone and looked like it's going to be an easy out. Didn't quite work out.
Now batting, number 2, Eric Ibar.
Well,
hey,
how
who's
about
that guy?
this? That's it. Wait, when you want to retire, what are you going to do? Go to a baseball game. Tony La Russa, of course, his wife Elaine sitting to his right. I understand his daughters Bianca and Devin are there as well. So Tony, and there's Mickey Morbido, director of team travel, behind the load.
A couple of Hall of Famers.
That's right. Tony, of course, just had his number retired in St. Louis following his 2nd World Championship in St. Louis last season. Of course, he will be going to Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame as a manager, 3rd in line, most wins. 3rd in Major League Baseball.
Ibar hits one high and foul. Well, it's nice to see Tony at the ballpark. I wonder how he sits. Can he sit and enjoy the game?
If Mickey doesn't sit.
It's got to be hard, though. I mean, you've managed for, boy, how long? It'd be hard not to sit there and think, well. But I hope he is enjoying it.
Yeah, he started in the early 80s, of course, for the White Sox, and came to the A's, and then went to St. Louis. So 3 teams, Chicago, a couple of American League teams, and of course the Cardinals, where he spent most of his time. But a Bay Area resident, and he and his family, of course, very involved with ARF, Animal Rescue Foundation, as we all know. But I give him credit, sitting in the stands instead of the suite. So
He's a popular guy here.
Right there amongst everybody.
0-2 to Ibar, who had a base hit in the 3rd inning. Checks his swing and a ball in the dirt. Suzuki scrambles after. .62 pitches for Malone. Mariners have added another run. It's now 5-0 Seattle over Darvish. Game in the 4th inning. That's Bill Miller. He's yelling at Peter Borges, the on-deck hitter. Not sure what the big deal is. But
well, he might have been doing what some of the Rangers hitters do, and that is try to get over to where they can get an angle to look at the pitcher throwing. Although he is now to the opposite side. He's not even anywhere near the on-deck circle. A lot of guys stand here so they can watch the pitcher. Try to pick up his angle, or at least release point. I guess if Tommy Malone wants to pick him off, he can do it.
1-2 pitch is looped foul. So a battle here between Malone and Ibar. Borges waiting in the on-deck circle. Line drive. Pennington has it, guns it to first, but getting back is Kendrick. Pennington knew he was going to have a shot, and he reared back and gunned it over there.
Good battle, and Ibar, who was jammed in his first at bat, This time, it's not as fortunate, but look, Pennington, do you have that kind of an arm? Show it off. Might as well use it, and Pennington does it.
So Borges steps in. It's funny, Ray. The Angels have had, like I said, their leadoff man on in each of the last 3 innings. And they haven't really done anything. They haven't moved them. They have, and that's just surprising because we're so used to the Angels. Even when they do have some power, they still.
I think maybe from what Mike Scioscia is saying from Tommy Milone, respecting his ability to keep runners close.
Yep.
Alter his delivery to the plate, which he just did. A little bit of a slide step. Mike Scioscia knows baseball well enough and knows that his team might be struggling. He does not want to run into outs. And of course, they go first to third better than anybody. They always have. Scioscia, Mike Butcher, sends Mickey Hatcher, who was fired by the Angels after the A's left Anaheim.
That one's hit to right center. Coco on the move, and Reddick is there. Reddick. The ball came back to Reddick, and Borges is retired. It went up, and then it got about to the top, and it just starts moving toward right.
It is amazing the way the ball slices, and that's why a corner outfielder, this ball takes off. He figured maybe a double or triple. Instead, there's Josh Reddick just shutting it down and catching it easily. As a ball, just a serious slice. Kind of like my drive.
Looks good for a while.
And then all of a sudden, out of bounds. Next fairway. Which the A's Community Fund Golf Tournament Thursday in Alamo at the Roundhead Country Club should be interesting.
I'll pick up your ball for you if I'm behind you. Just put RF on it.
Yeah, right. Where I probably will hit some I don't want them picked up.
Just leave it.
I'll put somebody. I'll put your name on it. That way, they think it's you.
It's all right. Oh, 1-1 to Bobby Wilson, and 1-1 to Bobby Wilson.
Somewhere.
Wilson struck out swinging in the third, one of 2 strikeouts from Malone. And that one on the inside corner strike. Wilson didn't like it. Probably got a break on the pitch before that. It was called a ball. That one called a strike.
Yeah, not much to complain about, especially the pitch previously. And he's also seen the wide strike zone from Darrell Cousins tonight when he's been behind the plate.
I think the pitch before that was probably more of a strike than that one. Kendrick led off the inning with a single. Angels have not had a runner in scoring position yet in this game.
Derek Barton doing a good job talking to Kendrick.
Keep him preoccupied.
He's hardly getting a lead. Come back here. Let me talk. Let's finish this conversation.
Keep that little league lead.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's so much the conversation or the great move by Tommy Milone.
Way inside. So now it's a full count, and Kendrick's going to have to end the conversation and take off. Trout in the on-deck circle, so this is an important guy to get for Malone, the 9th place hitter compared to Trout, who's hitting .350.
Chuck him out a 1-2 change up his first at bat.
Kendrick runs, and the pitch is just a bit outside, and Trout will hit with 2 on and 2 out. So that's the first walk for Malone.
And it was a 3-2 changeup, but maybe it's the old saying, you get burnt once and you're going to think about it the next time. anticipating he's going to get the change, which he did, and wouldn't swing at it.
Trout, a fly out and a foul out. Came in hitting .355. That was a breaking ball. I've not seen a lot of those. Trout spent a little bit of time in the big leagues last year and really did not have a lot of success. And remember, he was pretty young. Hit just .220 in 40 games. Looks like a different player this year. He started the season in AAA this year and just tore it up in the PCL. That's last year's season, and it was in AA. This year in AAA, it's tough to get out, so it was time to call him up. 1-1 the count.
It's amazing, as young as he is, they had been talking about when are you going to bring him up, and let him get some experience. I mean, he is very young, and it's a tough adjustment, AA to the big leagues, which he experienced last year because of the injury that allowed him to come up, but went back to the minor leagues. It's going to be here a long time, but there is a major difference in the AA, AAA, and the big leagues.
Do you think baseball, now 30 teams, see all the teams? I think it's a little diluted. Would you agree with that?
Has been for a while.
Yeah. So maybe that's why guys get injured. You have to rush your prospects to the big leagues a little bit quicker, because
if every day you're talking about guys going to the disabled list and some missing the season, you have to go somewhere.
So now it becomes even more diluted if you got your starting players on the disabled list. Trout takes that one, and it's 2-2. And I bet if you took a poll of general managers in baseball, I bet they would all agree. Diluted.
That's right.
I don't know if there's anything you can do about that.
There's only one thing, and they're not going to do it. I don't even want to say what that is.
2-2 to Trout. Chased a high fastball, fouls it straight back.
Well, there was talk at one time trying to expand to 2 more teams and having 8 4-team divisions, 32 teams total.
Well, that's from a standing schedule, 16 and 16 in each league. That's really the perfect number.
Exactly.
That's what football has.
Talk about dilution.
But then,
you're really talking about another 50 players at the major league level, and at this point would be in the minor leagues, or quickly getting the big leagues because of injuries, and the number listed already today.
Another 2-2 to Trout. And he loops that one behind first. Barton going out, Weeks coming in, and it is caught, and it's dropped, and it's a fair ball. 1 run scores, and the runners will be at second and third.
And fortunately, Josh Reddick came charging in. Miscommunication, a catchable ball, should have been caught by somebody. And a fair ball, and Trout got jammed. Should have been the third out. Both runners running. I got it, you take it. A collision, and Reddick right there. Otherwise, the tying run scores from first base. Off the glove of Derek Barton. But he was in fair territory, as was the baseball. Landed fair. I don't know if Jamal was trying to say he's got it, but it is a double.
Yep, and an RBI. So it's a 2-1 game. Callaspo, the hitter, and the runners are at second and third.
That's too bad, because that should have been out of the inning, still in the 2-0 lead, and now you're faced with a base hit and trailing.
Callaspo single in the fourth, grounded out in the first. Pitch just misses inside. 1-1 the count. So a tough break for the Athletics. The Angels have scored on that play.
Do you think if Borges or Trout had been on first on that ball?
It'd be a tie game.
Fortunately, it was Bobby Wilson.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Nothing against catchers, but they don't seem to run as fast as other players. And Bobby Wilson made it to third, but you can just imagine the speed of two of the burners on the Angels club.
Line drive, it's foul. So the count is even 2-2.
Well, the little things that drive a manager crazy. Just bases loaded, player double off second on a semi-line drive in the infield, and then what should have been a third out. So little things you have to overcome.
Close pitch, but a bit inside, says Darryl Cousins.
Well, a big pitch coming up because of one Albert Pujols in the on-deck circle. You talk about protection. How about a great way to hit for a hitter in front of a superstar?
Payoff, and it's popped up. Barton and Weeks together again. Barton on the run, and he makes the catch over the shoulder. Nice play by Derek Barton. A run on a couple of hits and a walk for the Angels. So bottom of the fifth coming up 2-1 A's.
And Bartolo Colon is now available. Get to know hitting coach Chili Davis. Learn how to make the Pennington stir fry and break down batting practice basics. The new issue is available at team stores or online at oaklandathletics.com/magazine. Figured Pennington stir fry or chili.
Yeah, that makes sense. So bottom of the fifth inning, it'll be Crisp, Reddick, and Kaiahue against Jerome Williams. 2-1 is the score. But you feel like it's a game the A's should be winning about 5-0. But
they should be.
Crisp reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third inning, grounded out in the first. A's with 4 hits in the game. Angels also with 4 hits. There's a shot to center field, and that's a base hit. So Crisp is aboard, and here's our Ford Wright choice for tonight. We're keeping an update on Manny Ramirez back in the lineup tonight. And he was 2 for 2. Also walked and pinch hit for in the 7th inning. So he played on Saturday, did not play yesterday. A little bit of a sore wrist. Back in the lineup tonight as the River Cats are in Round Rock. That's in Texas. So that's your Manny watch on the Manny Countdown.
Well, that's exactly where Eric Sogard was traveling to, Round Rock, to join the AAA Sacramento River Cats. And I'm sure they'll have a press conference for Sogi, just like they've had for Manny Ramirez in the Four Eagles series.
Well, again, most everybody knows the date, but it's the 30th, and that's a week from Wednesday. It'll be his 40th birthday, and we'll see if he's in the lineup. Certainly hope so. Hayes will be in Minnesota. Reddick now behind in the count 0-2. So again, the A's have their leadoff man aboard. That's the 4th consecutive inning. So Jerome Williams might as well just pitch the rest of this game in the stretch, because he's pitched most of the first 4+ innings in the stretch.
Yu Darvish was probably doing it in Seattle now. He started the game against the A's in Texas, starting the game out of the stretch.
That's right.
Matter of fact, listening to some of the experts today talking about Tim Lincecum, that he pitches well out of the stretch, and maybe he should start the inning. But Timmy knows his windup. He'll come out of it as well.
1-2 to Reddick.
Off to a little bit of a slow start.
Walk and a single for Reddick. Mariners leading 5-0 over Darvish and the Rangers. 5th inning at Safeco Field. Coco starts stealing bases, then we know he's 100% back. He's 4 for 4 this year.
And going back to last year, he's on a nice little streak.
Been a while since he's been thrown out.
Well, first of all, it's great to see him get the hit. Just kind of guided the ball to center field to get himself on base to start this 5th inning.
Coco has 27 consecutive successful steal attempts. And there he goes, and it's fouled back. July 10th of last year at Texas. That was the last time. And he was thrown out.
Now there's a straight steal, and unfortunately Josh Reddick has 2 strikes on him, so he had to swing. Started the bat 0-2, but Coco started to go on a head first slide, then looked up and saw nobody at the bag, heard contact, and realized the ball was foul. Watch him as he's running. Ibar starts over and then stops, but the ball is in foul territory. He started, so he avoided having to slide head first and beating up his body a little bit.
Reddick goes around in a pitch that was way in the dirt. So that's strikeout number 2 for Williams.
The hard curveball, and check the side. This might be why he's upset. Well, he went too far. That's too far. His body, he was upset. He wanted to peel to third base, but I think he'll look at that and realize he just carried the bat a little bit too far forward.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Kaihui, who had that RBI single in the 3rd, single to left field, and scored Coco Crisp. Williams going to keep a close eye on Crisp. That one on the ground. Kendrick to second for 1. Ibar to first, and that's a double play. 4-6-3 double play. It's his 3rd double play for the Angels today. 2-1 A's after 5. That's him right there. His name is Casey Pratt. So stay up to date with Casey on everything that's athletics. Follow Casey on Twitter at Casey Pratt CSN. Log on to Ace Talk on CSNCalifornia.com all season long to read Casey's news and notes on the Oakland Athletics. So that's Casey Pratt, and that is our A's Insider. Pujols to lead off, followed by Trumbo and Morales. So 3 power hitters for Tommy Milone to face here in the top of the 6th inning with a 2-1 lead.
I was just thinking, it's a matter of coincidence that the Angels come to Oakland for the first time this season. Albert Pujols' first trip to Oakland as an Angel, and his former manager, the only manager to ever manage Albert Pujols in the big leagues, is in the stands.
It's a good call.
Tony La Russa, of course, managed 11 seasons of Pujols' career in St. Louis. Couple of world championships.
That was ripped down the left field line, and it is off the base of the wall. Smith picks it up quickly, gets it back in. Pujols to second, and he is safe. Smith got a nice bounce off the wall. Pujols does not run that well. And the A's almost got him, but it's a leadoff double.
And he almost tripped going around first base. He kind of ran straight down the line and then made the sharp turn. Might have thought he had a chance to sneak it over to the 330 sign.
Now batting, number 44.
And it was scary when it left his bat.
Trumbo.
A little bit towards the end, the ball started to die quickly. And they carry him right back to Seth Smith. And a strong throw, and it was Derek Barton backing up. It was Barton who made the tag. Taking the throw, reaching back, and that close to being out at second.
So here's Trumbo with a fly ball to right and a strikeout. So an opportunity here for the Angels with the leadoff man at second. He's a big man, and he's a good base runner. He just doesn't run that well, but he knows what he's doing.
Did not take the wide turn going around first and looking at the ball down the line. Of course, he knows when he hits the ball well enough whether it's going to be a home run or not.
Swing and miss by Trumbo, actually a foul tip, so it's 0-2. Trumbo's going to go for a walk. He is. Doesn't look like he's seeing Milone real well. 236 with runners in scoring position this year for the Angels.
You saw his reaction after striking out on the changeup his last at bat, sitting in the dugout. Of course, the ball bounced in front of the plate.
Time a high fastball. So a little elevation on the pitch there, and makes you think maybe he may now go down under the knees.
He's got to bury it also in the dirt, similar to what he did last at bat. Just to depend on your catcher to block the ball.
Pitch number 92 from Milone. Pujols, decent lead at second. And a fastball swing and a miss by Trumbo. So Trumbo walks away muttering to himself, shaking his head. And he is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. So very unproductive at bat for Trumbo.
Well, they worked him well inside, and even had he made contact, he was going to pull the ball. No chance to go to the opposite field. Of course, a power hitter. You hit fourth in the lineup, not thinking so much about the opposite field to advance a runner.
I guess you think about it after you strike out for an unproductive out.
But again, it's just smart pitching, catching by the A's battery to get the strong guy out, and fooled him with the changeup last at bat, fastball this time. So it's very good pitching.
So 0-1 to Kendrys Morales, who has grounded out to short and grounded out to third. Weak sneaking in a little bit, holding Pujols. So 1-1 the count. These two teams are the two lowest scoring teams in the American League. The Angels 13th, the A's 14th. Coming in, the A's with 150 runs scored, the Angels with 153. Twins 155, Royals 160. Those are the bottom four. So that is updated with the runs scored tonight.
Remarkably, the A's 21-21.
Yeah,
you know,
good pitching.
Record,
catch the ball pretty well. Pickoff, and Pujols slides back in. So Weeks decided to make a run for it there, and it was a well-executed pickoff play.
No, it's a third base coach, Dino Ebel. In this case, the Angels, the third base coach, but it was Alfredo Griffin at first base telling Pujols to get back. It's usually the opposite. It's all really on the third base coach, but the veteran Alfredo Griffin. And
Malone can't get it. Goes toward Pennington. Morales does not run well, so easy out at first. Pujols goes to third. Now 2 outs.
Well, a good play by Pennington, but a play that if Tommy Milone makes, pretty good chance he can get Pujols going to third. As Albert ran on contact at the ball under the glove of Tom Milone.
So Kendrick steps in. Malone trying to strand Pujols at third. He may do it. Nice big hop to Pennington. Guns it across, and indeed he does. A leadoff double by Pujols, but the Angels cannot get him home. So nice job by Tommy Milone. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 2-1 Athletics. Yeah. Coors Light Freeze Game is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Bottom of the 6th inning. Coco Crisp back in the lineup tonight off the disabled list. He's got a hit. He scored a run. The A's leading 2-1. Jerome Williams has maneuvered in and out of trouble tonight. When it's all said and done, he's only allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, but he's walked 4, struck out 2, and he's been helped by 3 double plays.
Well, which helps him get to 11 ground ball outs in 5 innings. So 15 outs, 11 recorded on the ground. A couple of strikeouts.
1-1 to Seth Smith, setting up inside, and it catches the inside corner.
This is proof tonight of the pitching of Tommy Milone, considering he should have more runs, but leadoff double last inning, or top of this inning, and yet Albert Pujols was stranded.
Yeah, that one missed inside, and Williams thought it was about the same spot as the pitch before that, but Darryl Cousins says no.
Cousins looking right down at the pitch, and has to have a lot of movement to get back on the corner, not go around it.
Trout comes in, and he's got it. Smith is retired.
Trade up with the Oakland A's on Tuesday, June the 5th. Your special field level ticket includes early access to the Eastside Club, where appetizers and non-alcoholic beverages will be served. A's players will join in for a Q&A session, followed by local media members. Tweet at Athletics your questions for all Q&A sections using hashtag Athletics Tweet Up. Okay.
So here's Donaldson. Yu Darvish is now out of that game up in Seattle. So he goes just 5 innings and leaves trailing 5-0. Overhand curve in for a strike. So 0-2 to Donaldson, who has doubled and then lined into a double play. Shoots that one foul. And the double plays have certainly helped Williams a number of different ways. It's helped him in his pitch count as well. This one hit high to left field, but in the ballpark. Trout is under. And I think I had Trout in center field a couple times tonight. Borges is in center field. Trout's in left. Handles that one.
Well, you could just say speed in the outfield.
High fly ball to speed.
There's plenty of it out there.
So 2 outs for Derek Barton. Barton has walked twice. Also stole the base. Williams takes a little off, gets a little more movement. That one 85 miles an hour. Popped up, foul territory. Callaspo is there. He's got it, and Jerome Williams has his first 3 up, 3 down inning. 7th inning coming up, 2-1
Now time for you to choose the song. You're gonna
Jason Giambi hits a grand slam, but he is one of 6 players to hit a grand slam on that day. JT Snow did it for the Giants. Let's see who else did it. Garrett Anderson of these Angels. Oh, there's more, folks. That's Brian Hunter of the Phillies. And a couple Dodgers did it. Adrian Beltre and Sean Green. Turns out is a Major League Baseball record for grand slams in one day. 6 guys hit grand slams that day. On this date in 2000. 7th inning as the Angels come to bat against Malone.
So how many grand slams were hit?
6 in that day.
6 in one day. Oh, wow.
Another good start for Malone. 6 innings, 5 hits, 97 pitches as he faces the bottom 3 in that order. So Ibar steps in with a single and a lineout. Cues that one toward Malone, who takes his time, underhands, and that's out number 1.
Boy, he underhanded the ball, and Barton had to reach for it. It just kind of went to him in slow motion. That's a good way to handle a ball cued. Just take the time, but he flipped it under. Watch Barton have to reach back and. Oh, I better go get it because the runner is getting there very quickly. Ibar hustling down the line.
Cook starts to throw. Borges is the hitter. He's popped out to second and hit a fly ball to right field. Good pitch there, called a strike. We talked about it in Anaheim, Ray, about some of these Angels hitters that are very fast hitting balls in the air. Borges is a perfect example. Tonight, a pop out and a fly ball to right.
That's a good point because Tommy Malone dying fly ball outs through 6 innings and did get a couple ground ball outs last inning. Morales and Kendrick after the leadoff double by Pujols. That pitch. A rare curveball. I guess Cousins thought it came around the plate. It's a fastball. Borges probably would have bunted it.
That one just missed outside. So now 3-1 to Borges with Bobby Wilson in the on-deck circle.
That fastball clearly off the plate.
That one a good pitch right there for a strike. So Malone kicks and the payoff pitch. Popped up foul. Just be row 2 behind the Angels dugout.
Albert Pujols in that seat behind the dugout. Pujols fan.
So another payoff pitch. And Borges pops it up shallow left field. Smith coming in. And he's got it. So that's out number 2.
And talk about the speedsters hitting the ball in the air. It's just good pitching by Tommy Malone. He's making some quality pitches, and you kind of get an emergency swing as a hitter, and not the only thing you can do, especially if the body goes forward, your bat is back. An emergency swing usually is an uppercut, which results in a lot of fly ball outs.
So Wilson hits 2 on, or 2 out, and nobody on. Wilson with a strikeout and a walk so far in the game. A curveball, and it stays high.
Be a great way to finish a great night of pitching, and that's to get the 3rd out in this inning. The 9th place hitter walked Bobby Wilson on a 3-2 fastball his last at bat. Get him out, turn it over to the bullpen, Ryan Cook, and 8th inning. And with the starter going 7 innings, Rat Balfour usually has been pitching the 7th, but Malone can get through this inning. Be a great 7 innings.
There's a hard hit ball. Pennington to his right. Side retired. So Tommy Malone, another 3 up, 3 down inning. And he's been good tonight. 2-1 A's lead, 7th inning stretch. Bubba from Alameda asked, currently, what Major League pitcher has the most innings pitched without a win or a loss? All right, the answer is Jordan Alberto. No wins, no losses, 21 2/3 innings pitched. Josh Renicky. And that Hughes guy from Pittsburgh. You got the scouting report on him, right? Oh, Alberto's been very good.
Yeah.
How about his work over the weekend? He was terrific in the series against the Giants.
Well, for a guy who wanted to be a starting pitcher, we saw him last year, tough time throwing strikes. He's been exactly the opposite. He's strike throwing machine this year, and has been an outstanding pitcher in the A's bullpen. Benjo, man.
He's close. Right below us. First pitch to Kurt Suzuki. Curveball in for a strike. Kurt is 0 for 2. Still 5-0 Mariners. Bottom of the 7th inning. 0-2 now to Kurt. Yasunori Takahashi, left-hander, starts to throw. Williams is right at 100 pitches. That one just a shade off the plate, 1-2. That breaking ball's lofted towards center. Borges back and over. He's got it for out number 1. Well, go deep with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai, and it's tonight at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. A's clubhouse reaction, Manny highlights in Round Rock, and the latest on the Golden State Warriors moving to San Francisco. Scott Reese, John Henry Smith will host. So 1 out for Cliff Pennington. The Red Sox beat the Orioles today. Big matchup in the AL East. 8-6 that game at Camden Yards. So the Red Sox have now won 9 out of 11. They were trailing in that game. 5-2. They stormed back. Won 8-6. So the Red Sox pick up the game on the first place Orioles.
But they don't expect to see the Red Sox and the Yankees holding up the bottom of the Eastern Division very much longer.
The Yankees were shut out tonight at home by the Kansas City Royals. 6-0. Paulino got the win. Kuroda got the loss.
Well, granted, it didn't mean anything tonight, but you just have to wonder, and we'll find out this weekend when the Yankees come in, just what kind of an impact Mariano Rivera's injury out for the season has had on the Yankees. And whether or not, nobody's ever going to fill his shoes, and eventually he will retire. Fortunately, he's coming back next season. But still, from Joe Girardi, he knows that guy's not available in the 9th inning. Mr. Automatic, as they call him. So
there's a mystique there.
Yeah,
that is gone.
So the A's would like to have an excellent series against these Angels leading into the weekend against the Yankees. 6-game homestand, 3 Angels, 3 Yankees.
3-2 now to Pennington. So the Royals shut out the Yankees 6-0. So New York back to the 500 mark, 21-21. Pennington shoots one foul. Toronto beat Tampa Bay 6-2. Drabek over Hellickson. So the Blue Jays pick up a game. Blue Jays are just 3 out in that AL East, which is pretty tight. Outside, so Pennington takes the walk. Williams thought he made a good pitch. Here's our Chevron pitching matchup for tomorrow's game against these Angels. C.J. Wilson. And it is now being reported, Ray, that it's going to be Graham Godfrey that's going to pitch for the Athletics. Of course, that is Brandon McCarthy's spot.
Yep.
McCarthy on the DL, and Getting reports now, indeed, it will be Godfrey. So Mike Scioscia is going to make a change. Jerome Williams leaves, trailing 2-1. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Sports Net California is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers, and by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink.
So Jerome Williams, he pitched in traffic tonight, but he actually pitched pretty well. The 5 walks hurt him. He had to face a lot of base runners, a lot of time in the stretch. He leaves after throwing 110 pitches. So the lefty Takahashi steps to the mound with Pennington at first, and he will face Jamal Weeks.
Over the switch hitters, as you mentioned, 3 consecutive switch hitters, 9-1-2. Then up to Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher look at the matchups and just see what they want to do, lefty or righty.
First pitch, a little tailing fastball, running away from Weeks, and he swings and misses.
Better.
Is he?
Another one of Tony La Russa's pitchers.
On 1 to Weeks. Keeping an eye on Pennington. A's have stranded 5 through 6 innings. Angels have stranded 5 through their 7 at-bats. Weeks is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. The A's were able to add a couple insurance runs on the Reddick homer yesterday to make it a 6-2 game. The insurance runs are always big.
They're really big, especially when you know you should have more, just because of the way the game has gone. So you're kind of hoping for the insurance runs, but A's already should have a larger lead than they do, but unfortunately still leading 2-1.
So the 1-1, 2 weeks, and he calls timeout. Takahashi just holding in the stretch. Asanori Takahashi. driven. Right center. Borges on the move. He's going to get there. He makes the catch, spins around, gets it back in, and Pennington returns.
Unless you hit a low line drive towards the gap, and the ball's hit the center field, you don't even with the kind of speed that Borges has, it's such a thrill for a pitcher to, oh well, ball center field, it'll be caught. I mean, really from right center to the left field foul line between Borges and Trout, you better hit the ball on line drive to try to get a hit.
Well, if this makes any sense, not only does he have the great speed, but he is a really good outfielder. I mean, he has the speed to run balls down, but you know, there are outfielders who have great speed, but things get a little weird out there sometimes. Not with this guy.
Yeah, I just wonder if Trumbo could go to the stand on the line in right field and say, all right, you speedsters take care of the rest of them.
I'll cover the foul territory.
Trumbo not a real outfielder. Normally that would be Torrey Hunter.
Coco Crisp is 1 for 3. Coco being activated today from the disabled list. I bet Bob Melvin's looking forward to that day when he's got Coco in the lineup, Cespedes in the lineup, Inge in the lineup, Manny Ramirez in the lineup. Pennington takes off. Pujols' throw to second is in time, and they're going to get Pennington side retired. So 8th inning coming up. Pitcher's duel. It's 2-1 A's. So the A's with a 2-1 lead over the Angels. We have reached the 8th inning. So it's setup time for the A's as Ryan Cook comes in. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Cook comes in. And we don't have to tell you how good he has been. I think everybody knows how good he has been. He's one of the best relievers in the American League so far this year. He faces the top of the order: Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols. Trout hit that blue double that Barton and Weeks collided on, and it allowed a run to score.
It's good to see Ryan Cook backing up his performance yesterday, which is flawless.
Very solid start for Tommy Milone. .60 ERA at home.
That's the biggest thing. And I think as we talked earlier in the pregame, that just don't look that much into the way the A's are playing home and road right now, just because they don't have the full team that's on the field. And once that happens, then yeah, you can start looking at things.
That one's driven to right, but Reddick is there. He's got it. Trout is retired. So hard hit ball, but that's out number one. And you get the leadoff guy out, and not only the leadoff guy, but a very fast runner. So he is retired, and here's Callaspo. Seven consecutive Angels hitters have been retired. Isringhausen on the left, Downs on the right. And that one's hit toward left. Smith getting back there. Got a plan, and he makes the catch.
Played it perfectly. Had him played perfectly. Now the big boy right now. This is look at the 8th inning. It's not a save situation, but it is, especially with this guy coming up. And that it means no doubles. Don't let a ball get hit over your head. Ty Waller, the outfield coach, first base coach, instructing his outfielders. Play deep and cut across. So double would put the potential tying run in scoring position.
First pitch slider outside to Pujols, who had a double in the 6th inning. It was a leadoff double. The Angels could not get him home. He ended up being stranded at third. Another breaking ball, and it's 2-0. So be careful here. Trumbo is the on-deck hitter. Swing and a miss. How about that? A 2-1 game, 2-0 fastball. And Pujols couldn't catch up with it.
Seen a lot of great power hitters, sometimes not able to catch up on a good fastball. But you mess around with a mistake pitch, breaking ball, they'll crush you. Hard slider, check swing, no swing by Bill Mueller, the first base umpire. Well, will he challenge again 3-1 as he did 2-0. Yes, he did.
And he got in on him, and he pops it up. Barton going back, and he's got it. Side retired. So Cook rolls on a 3-up, 3-down inning. He gets Pujols to end it, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-1 Athletics. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 7 strong innings from Tommy Milone. Gives up just 5 hits and a run, had 3 strikeouts. So he is trying for win number 6 on the year. Offensively for the Athletics, Kaihui with the RBI single. That was in the 3rd inning. He's also got a run in the 2nd inning. And so far, that's all they've needed. So terrific pitching. 1-5-0 for the Angels, 2-5-0 for the Athletics. That is our game summary by your local Toyota dealers. So Coco Crisp will lead it off as he faces a new pitcher for the Angels. It's the veteran, Jason Isringhausen. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and Smog experts. There's Isringhausen's season so far. 16th appearance. He'll be 40 years old in September. 16th year in the big leagues. You know the story, 2.5 years with the Athletics. And he was there when things turned around and he started making trips to the postseason. Came in '99, pitched in 2000 and 2001. Coco doesn't like that call.
Don't blame him, because Darrell Cousins had a better pitch on the 1-0. Didn't call it. And this is ridiculously low. I mean, this is horrible. He calls that a strike.
Coco shoots that one toward left field. Trout on the run, and he makes the catch.
Well, from 3-0 to 2-1, it makes a huge difference.
Now batting, right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
So 1 out for Josh Reddick.
You know what Coco was thinking? He goes 3-0 and he gets on base and has a chance maybe to steal a base, get in a scoring position, but bat taken out of his hand.
A little frustrating for Coco Crisp. First pitch to Reddick is a strike on the corner. Reddick with a walk in the 1st, a single in the 3rd, a strikeout in the 5th. Brian Fuentes heating up in the bullpen, and there's a shot to right, and he's got a base hit. Now we'll show you the pitch, and we'll let you decide what it was, because we talked about it earlier in the game, right?
Yep. A hanger. Easy's got a good one, but this is an 0-1 hanging curveball.
So he can hit that breaking ball, folks. So 2 for 3 for Reddick, and here's Kaihui. Showed you that RBI single by Kaihui in the 3rd inning. In the 5th, he hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Well, if you're the manager, you get 7 from your starter. You get your quality setup man in the 8th, and you get your closer in the 9th. That's about as good as you can ask for outside of the complete game.
Well, you don't have to use 7th inning guy, Grant Balfour, who used back-to-back games.
So 0-1 to Kaihui. Runner goes. The throw is not in time. Reddick with a stolen base.
I was just thinking, closers typically don't have good moves to the plate, quick moves, and of course Izzy a great closer for many years, and you see Reddick kind of inching off first base and got a huge jump. Bobby Wilson, a very strong throw. This one had his shortstop cutting in front of the back again. And when you take a throw and the ball is kind of tailing, there's a first base side of second. And fortunately, Josh Ray watched his left foot. Hook it all.
It did hook. You're right. So 5th steal of the year for Reddick. He has not been thrown out. Aihue swings and misses at the big overhand curveball, so he strikes out for out number 2.
Well, Izzy stayed with it, and a very good one. He is unbelievable with his curveball and the sharp bite that he has. And he also throws it hard. It's not a floater. It throws hard and very tough to hit.
So 2 outs for Seth Smith. And they're going to walk Smith and face Donaldson. So it'll go down as the 6th walk issued by Angels pitchers tonight. In the top of the 9th inning, it'll be Trumbo, Morales, and Kendrick. So a right-handed hitter, a switch hitter, and then a right-handed hitter. If anybody were to get on, Eric Ibar. So that is who Brian Fuentes will face.
That's why it'd be nice Josh Donaldson come through with a hit. Maybe on one of the curveballs that Izzy might throw.
Number 20, Josh Donaldson.
Well, and Cowgill's going to pitch run 4. Seth Smith, and he'll go in defensively.
Ladies and gentlemen, running for Seth Smith, number 12, Colin Cowgill.
So the speedy Cowgill, and now Mike Butcher's going to trot out and visit with his pitcher. So Seth Smith, his night comes to an end. He was on base 3 times.
Just watching Izzy, his age, as many years he's been around. I think he's heard about everything there is to hear from a pitching coach. Mike Butcher's a good one, but you got to say, yep, okay, I heard that. Yep,
There's not that many things you can say, right?
Yeah. Butcher's good, though. Mike Butcher been with Mike Scioscia since Bud Black took the job managing the Padres, which, but you know, it's a little bit of a break, just kind of set up everything. You might see something, but Izzy knows his mechanics. He knows what he needs to do, and that's to get the 3rd out. But Josh Donaldson will try to change that.
So Reddick at 2nd, Cowgill at 1st. Good speed.
Well, he heard it's a ball in left field. I thought Izzy was looking back to second base. Nobody holding Reddick, but way down there.
So now the ball is picked up, taken care of. So now Isringhausen's ready. First pitch to Donaldson is a bit outside. Donaldson is 1 for 3 with a double. He's back in the 2nd inning. Kendrick trying to hold a runner on at 2nd. So 2-0. So Donaldson should get something pretty good to hit.
Izzy trusts his curveball so much he might still get the curveball, but also throws a cutter and a pretty good one.
Not close. So 3-0.
Remember the game against Kansas City? Actually, Tommy Malone's start that Josh Donaldson singled to right field to drive home the only run, 1-0, and it was a right field base hit. And that's something he's got to be thinking about, especially with Isringhausen staying away from him.
And Isringhausen catches the outside corner. Fuentes just standing now. Occasionally he'll throw a pitch. That one bounced toward the shortstop. Ibar will go to short way, side retired. So the A's strand a couple, and it's ninth inning time. Fuentes will try to close it for Malone. 2-1 Athletics. Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. The further you go, the closer you get. Trains departing daily from the heart of the Santa Cruz Mountains. 2-1. Good ball game, and the A's trying to get back over the 500 mark. They're 3 outs away from doing that. But it is just a 1-run lead. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Brian Fuentes comes in looking for save number 4 on the year. And he faces Trumbo. After Trumbo, it's Morales and then Kendrick. So Fuentes kicks, and the first pitch is a fastball on the inside corner, first strike. Colin Cowgill pinch ran for Seth Smith. He stays in the game in left field. Cowgill in left, Crispin center, Reddick in right. So pretty good outfield, lots of speed. Trumbo is 0 for 3, a flyout and a couple of strikeouts. And he reaches for that one, hits it off the end of his bat, and now he's behind in the count 0-2. Trumbo's having one of those nights where he probably feels like when he walks into the batter's box, he's down 0-2 in count.
Let's hope. It's not a good feeling to have as a hitter, but it's one thing that Tommy Malone did tonight exceptionally well. Fastball and changeup, both pitches worked very well against Trumbo.
And that one's hit hard. Weeks has it. Short hop, flips to first from his knees, and that's out number 1. Little short hop, he took care of that. And that's out number 1. And here's Kendrys Morales.
And we're happy Mark Trumbo is frustrated because that was a bullet. And Jamal Weeks caught on the short hop with the ball really slicing as hard as it's hit, and Trumbo running hard down the line also.
So here's Morales. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. And he takes a big rip at the first pitch and fouls it back. Three groundouts for Morales. That one on the ground. Pennington juggles, throws low. Barton digs it out. 2 outs.
Wow, that's That's one that when Pennington bobbled the ball, I figured he's got plenty of time because if Morales still doesn't run well. And he threw a great sinker to Derek Barton. There's the bobble up in the heel of the glove, handled it nicely, and here comes a two-seamer, and Derek Barton, what a great play, scooping it backhand at first base. That is a very good play, and I tell you, the two defensive plays in this half inning have been exceptional. Make this one an easy out.
Kendrick is the hitter. This was not an easy scoop.
No, it wasn't, and it's one of those kind of in between. Not far enough out to be an easy hop, not a short hop to make it easy.
Two and 0 now to Kendrick. Kendrick, 4 home runs on the year. Taking all the way, and it's right there first strike. So 2 and 1.
He's taking all the way, and I didn't see Suzuki give a sign. It was just throw it. Reason to give a sign, you're not going to give anything but fastball anyway.
So 2 and 1 to Kendrick. And that one just outside. So now 3 and 1.
Almost think Kendrick is sitting on a changeup. Yes, he has taken the fastballs without any hesitation.
The 3-1 pitch is a strike outside corner, 3 and 2.
Kendrick is too much of a power hitter to be taking those fastballs. That's surprising. As he pulled the string now, does he throw him the changeup? I mean, that's perfectly thrown outside corner.
Bounce back to Fuentes. He's got it. Flips to first. That's the ball game. So a nice, clean 3 up, 3 down, 9th inning. Fuentes saves it from Malone, and the A's win the ball game by a final score of 2-1. So 7 from your starter. The bullpen is solid again with Cook and Fuentes. And the A's start this homestand off with a win over the Angels. So the A's now 22 and 21 on the year, and the Angels with the loss 18 and 25. So Tommy Malone gets his 6th win of the year. Fuentes gets his 4th save. So a well-played ball game, and the A's had a couple of the hits early on. They had Williams on the ropes quite a bit, and they got enough offense. You don't need a lot when you get good pitching.
You know, you think about the opportunities the A's had, and to score just 2 runs, and all that pressure put on a starting pitcher and the bullpen, but to be able to hang on and win a 1-run game with the Angels being a good ball club, there's no doubt, and granted they're struggling, but they have the power hitters in the middle of the lineup, they have the speed, but it just says a lot about the pitching staff, the Athletics, to be able to shut them down, especially Tommy. It's kind of a different type of pitcher. Tommy Malone with good fastball changeup. Then Cook comes in with a good fastball that he blew by Albert Pujols, and then Brian Fuentes staying with the fastball himself. So 3 very good pitching performances tonight.
And the A's got Coco Crisp back tonight, and that's always nice. Put him in center field. He was part of the scoring, and Coco is standing by downstairs. So Coco, congratulations on the win. Welcome back. How did it feel to get back out there? You've been out since the 4th of May.
It felt good. It felt good to be back out there. Kind of get the nerves back out. I was over... well, my first at bat, I'm in there, my back leg, you can't really see it. I hope you couldn't see it, but my back leg's like shaking. You know, I'm trying to like breathe in there. But after that at bat, I was able to kind of calm down a little bit and just try to focus on seeing the ball. But it definitely felt good.
Inner ear infection, and nobody likes to have those. What was the most difficult time for you during the period of time on the disabled list, missing the game, not being able to play the game, and trying to get through a tough illness, basically?
Through that whole process, what was the toughest?
Yes.
I guess just the sickness. Yeah. You know, it's always tough to be away from the ball club. You want to be here trying to help out, and, you know, I got knocked out. It was pretty serious. You know, I tried to play with it a little bit, but it was rough. But I'm glad I got that time off, and I'm glad I was able to take that long hiatus, or however you say, is a big word, that long period of time off, let's just use regular words, and come back and be healthy again.
Now, Coco, when you do come back, first game tonight, you've been out for a while. Is the game a little faster than it is normally for you? And does it kind of slow down as the game goes on because it is your first game back after a while?
Well, I'm glad I got the first ball hit to me. Yeah. You know, that kind of made it a little easier. I think my thought process was to slow down the game when I got up to the batter's box. And I got up there and I tried to, you know, just see the ball. And I was able to do that, and it felt good. So it didn't really speed up too much on me.
How great did it feel to be able to run? And we just showed the replay scoring the go-ahead run with the hit by Kai Hui. You sprinted perfectly. You're stealing. I mean, you're running all over the place. But, you know, tough time to being out as much as you were. But your legs just don't seem to go in a slump. How great did that feel to know you can still run?
Well, I think we did a good job of keeping my legs in shape. You know, I was riding the bike. We're out here doing work. Mike, the training staff, and you know, they didn't let me get out of shape. I mean, it was like 3 weeks or something like that. And I guess you don't do those things, you can, you know, kind of get out of shape. So they did a good job staying on top of me and pushing me.
Now, Coco, you guys a game over 500. The so-called experts didn't expect much from you guys, but you're playing good baseball. What do you like most about this team? Even when you were sitting back not playing and you got to watch it.
Well, you know, our MO is we come out here and try to give our best. And, you know, I think we've done a good job of this year of coming out, playing 100%. There's a lot of guys who aren't hitting where they're supposed to, but you see them sprinting down the line, you know, even if it's a ball hit back to the pitcher. And I think because of that, our effort level that we're giving day in and day out, that we're where we are right now. And, you know, I hope and I believe that we're going to just continue to get better.
You know, final thing, you have to talk about playing center field because Cespedes on the disabled list. You're out on the disabled list. You come back, coincidentally, it's in your former great position in center field. How good, and you mentioned the first ball hit to you, but the comfort level of being in center field tonight?
Well, you know, I definitely feel more comfortable in center. Left field is an adjustment, and I'm still trying to adjust over there. So it's a work in progress, but definitely in center field, it feels second nature. So.
All right, thanks, Coco. Nice job. It's good to have you back.
All right, glad to be back.
So it's nice. You always, guys going on the DL. Guys going on the DL. Well, it's nice to finally get somebody back, and now the A's in the next couple of weeks are going to start to get guys back, and I think that's important.
You know, and I will say, too, he had a chance to go to rehab, play some games in the minor leagues, which is where Manny Ramirez is right now. He came straight back to the big leagues, got a base hit, his speed, and he's a post-game guest. So that says a lot about a first game back off the disabled list.
All right, so a good win tonight for the Athletics. They defeat the Los Angeles Angels by final score of 2-1, so they take the first of this three-game set. Now, you've been watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's post-game line with Damon Andrews and Greg Cataray starts right now. A's win it tonight, 2-1.